Hello guys, what is up? It is Redcore, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be looking at how a 3x3 piston bore actually works, in detail. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get straight into it. Okay, now we're in my little world I made for this video. Now, let's begin. For a 3x3 piston bore, we must have a basic monostable circuit to begin with. Right here, as you can see, is a monostable circuit. For those of you who don't know what a monostable circuit is, it's basically something that gives an output when it is powered. That's called a monostable circuit, that's how it's usually known, but you could have a reverse monostable circuit, as I like to call it, and that's basically the opposite of this. When it's not powered, then it gives an output, and etc. So what's happening is, when I power this lever, this observer gets moved, and it's like, whoa, I've been moved, so let's give an output. And it gives a written output, as you can see right here. But when I don't power it anymore, it moves back here, and then it gives an output. And it's like, whoa, I'm going to power it. But there's no redstone right here, so it won't give an output. So as you can see, it only powers when we give a redstone signal right here. The next step is to understand a double piston extender. Now, this may be a little complicated at first, but once you got it, you got it. So when you power this observer is like, whoa, okay, there's a change right here. Let's power this repeater. This is a 4-tick repeater, so it powers this piston right here. And then this observer is like, oh, what the? This was powered, so I have to power because there's a change in this block right here. So it powers this block right here now. And when this is extending, let me get it back right here. Yeah, when this is extending, this observer gives an output, and it'll make this piston spit out a block, I think you get the point. So it spits it out, and this comes back down because it's a 4-tick repeater, and this observer then goes again like, what? Oh, okay, this changed, so let's power this block, and it powers this piston due to quasi-connectivity, which I might put in another video. Now, when I don't power anymore, or when I make another change to it, this powers it again, and the same thing happens, but this time, that extra pulse due to quasi-connectivity is useful now, because it's pulling this state like this. So I'll power it a few times, so you could get an idea. And yeah, that's basically how a double piston extender works. Let's move on to the more basic stuff of a 3x3 piston. Now, I'm going to quickly make the layout of a 3x3 piston go right here. It's kind of easier to see. Okay, so right here, when a 3x3 piston door has to get these two middle blocks right there, and then all the side blocks. We'll get to the side blocks later, but let's focus on the middle blocks right now. How are we going to get that there? One way to do it is, or the most widely known way from what I know, is pushing a block up, pushing another block here, and pushing it again. That gets those two blocks which we need in the middle. And that's basically how that works. But if we want to bring it down, we push that again, we pull that again, and we push it. But this time, this is 2 blocks away. So how are we going to do that? And that's going to be with the double piston extender. But hold on one second. We'll get to there in a bit. I'll come back to this in just a bit. Now, I just want to show you the automated version of this, because this one you have to do back and forth and like this. The automated version would be that. So this observer powers this piston, and then it gives an output here to power this block, which powers this redstone dust, which powers this block, which powers this piston. And while that observer fires, this observer fires in the back, which fires this observer, which fires this piston. So you get the up, right, up thing. And if we just see that again, and that. And that's how that automated version works. That earlier statement of what I was saying right here, of integrating the double piston extender with this concept right here, we're going to tie those two together right here. Now, I'll explain a lot of this right now. That's basically how it works. Now, we have the same circuit which we just saw right here. This observer is firing that piston, and it's going to push those up. So we get that first 2 up, right? I hope you understand that. So just like this observer chain right here and that thing. But the only difference is this monostable circuit we saw here. We saw earlier. So when we power this lever powers this piston, which pushes this observer, and it's like, whoa, I've been pushed. So let's give it a redstone output. It gives a redstone output, and it fires the double piston extender. But the thing is, when its state is like this, do we want the double piston extender to fire? Let's see what happens. That messes things up. So that's why we have a monostable circuit to do that for us, to only fire the double piston extender at this moment. We don't want to fire the double piston extender right now. So that's why it'll only give an output once this is powered. And when it's powered is when we need it. I hope that made sense, or if I'm just going, let me know in the comments if I'm being really confusing and I can make another video to explain this, but I hope this is making sense. Let's tie in everything we have. We have the bottom circuitry and this monostable circuit and this double piston extender, which we just witnessed here. The only thing we have left is just the side parts, because you got the two blocks for the opening and the 2 blocks going away. That's the hardest part. So how are we going to do the side parts? For this, I just used very simple game mechanic, where the observer fires and then powers this block, which powers this redstone, and it powers all 3 of these. As you can see right here, it pushes all the 3 blocks, and it'll make more sense in just 1 minute. And the top block, which we push later on at that very top point, or that piston right there. To push that, we just use a simple observer line like this, which that's down here. So if we tie everything we have together, we get the 3x3 piston board, as you can see right here. Now we have this observer chain, which is the bottom circuitry, and we have the monostable circuit, which only gives the output when this is powered, which is when we need it. And yes, then we have this small observer chain right here, which powers these 3 pistons, which also powers these 3 pistons, as you can see right here. And they're both synchronized, so it doesn't look awkward. And then we have one observer right here, and it powers this last piston. And that, my folks, is the 3x3 piston board all completed, done and dusted. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below what your thoughts are, and let me know if you want to see any specific videos. Thanks you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.